Hiya everybody, my name is Megan and welcome to what is the first of 4 short videos for children and young people and their families to take us through the month of August. The reason that we're doing this throughout August is because usually churches take a break from their activities for children and young people in August, and even though this isn't a usual year, if your church has been doing something for children and young people over the pandemic, it's likely that the people doing that will want to have a break. So hopefully these 4 videos will give you questions to think about as a family. We'll signpost you to some stories in the Bible about Jesus, give you some ideas for activities you could get up to together, and generally just offer you some time to think about your faith. And this week I want to talk to you about gardens. So I'm sat in my garden at the moment. This weekend has been super hot. I mean, it's 7:30 in the evening now and the sun is still shining. So me and Ben, who is my son, he's about 21 months, we've spent a lot of time in this garden together over the last 2 days, and actually over the last 5 or 6 months we've had some wonderful weather. I wonder if you have been in your garden today or yesterday or at any point over the last 6 months. And I wonder what it is that you like to do in your garden. Maybe you don't have a garden and maybe instead you go to the park. And if that's so, just think of some of the things that you like to do when you're outside in the park or in your garden. So, for example, I have enjoyed eating outside this over the last few months. Here's just a nice table and chairs there and a beautiful olive tree. So we have ate out quite a lot in the garden over the summer. Ben's got quite a lot of garden toys over there, so obviously he likes playing out there. And in the Bible there are some pretty special gardens as well. I wonder if anybody knows the name of any or can share something about a particular garden in the Bible. So I can think of 2. The first one is the Garden of Eden, which was the very first garden that God created for Adam and Eve to live in. And the second one I can think of is the Garden of Gethsemane, which is the garden that Jesus gathered in with some of his friends to pray on the night that he was arrested. If you want to read those stories in the Bible, they are in Genesis and also in numerous Gospels. So that's where you can head to check those out. There's also some other stories which I found out quite recently. So in the book of Esther, the king has a garden party which lasts for 7 whole days. And in the Song of Solomon, there is reference to a beautiful walled garden with lots of beautifully smelling plants and nice things to see. But in general, in the Bible, gardens are a place of beauty, a place for shelter, a place of comfort, and also places to meet people, or places to be alone and to be quiet and pray and retreat. And it strikes me that God created these beautiful places, that God created the gardens and he created the trees that you can see behind me, and the plants and the flowers and the bees and the birds and everything we find in these beautiful gardens. God, the creator, the master designer and master builder, created these beautiful places, but he also created me and you. And I wonder how that makes you feel. Because God made you in his image. So how beautiful you think your garden is, or your park, or the trees, God thinks you're even more beautiful. So just have a think and a chat about how that makes you feel. And in terms of some things to get up to this week, how about you spend some more time in your garden? How about you sit quietly as a family and think about what you can smell, or what you can hear, or what you can see? You could have a picnic in your garden or at the park. You could have a water fight. Ben loves water balloons at the moment. You could go for a walk and you could find 5 beautiful things which remind you of God's creation. And you could bring them home, or you could take a picture of them. Or if you've got social media, you can share them on social media with a message to everybody else about how much God loves them and how much God loves the world. You could go and find some leaves. Ben and I found some leaves this morning on our walk. And my plan is that we can paint those and do some leaf printing. So many things. But maybe this week spend some time outdoors, reflecting and praying and thanking God for the beautiful world which we live in. And look out next week for the next video. Like I say, there's going to be 4. So yeah, look out on the page. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to ignore it. But if it gives you some ideas, then hopefully it's useful. And I will see you next week.